Hey, it's Germaine with Multi-Sport Mindset. If you haven't seen this channel before, I help you increase your athleticism through speed, strength, fundamental movements, coordination, sport-specific skills, and mental performance training. Today we're going to get into a hitting drill. I call it Jedi Swings. I work with a lot of young athletes, and I always see them swinging a bat around as if it was a sword or a lightsaber. And what better way to incorporate fun into a drill than by using some of the games that they create with their imagination. So you imagine that the bat is a sword or a lightsaber. One-handed would be like this, two-handed would be a giant figure eight. The Jedi Drill helps us get into the strongest position possible for our body when we're hitting. Just like with our regular swing, we load and our hands go back as our foot goes forward, creating that stretch and separation. The same thing happens with the Jedi Drill. I do a giant figure eight, and as my hands come back, they load and my foot goes forward, getting me to that exact same strong hitting position, except I can work on a little bit more of momentum, because when I get the momentum going, I can learn what it feels like to generate force and bat speed and then control that force and bat speed. It also helps us get a big aggressive stride forward, right? It's going to be really tough to be able to handle all that momentum and swing hard without taking a nice big stride, which is what we want when we hit the ball. We want to get as much force into it as possible. So just like when I hit regular, I might take my big leg kick while my hands go back, or I might take a little load and my foot goes forward as my hands go back, but I want to take a nice big stride so I can generate something forward before I hit that ball. Because imagine if you were going to punch somebody, the same equivalent. You wouldn't take a small stride and then to go. You would load back, cock your head, and then fire it into that person's chest. One of the biggest benefits of the Jedi Drill, though, is that you have to time the pitcher. Just like in a game, the pitcher doesn't wait for you to be ready. You have to time them up based on their leg kick and their arm action. So with the Jedi Drill, you have a little bit more hand movement that you have to sync up with the tosser. However you're doing it, if they're doing front toss, overhand, you're hitting off the tee, right? You have to time your body to be smooth and rhythmic to be in that position to hit the ball hard. As always, with the drills that I've created, we're trying to learn more through movement and discovery of how we move efficiently than we are talking about specific mechanics. This drill will help you get to your body's strongest hitting position so you can hit the ball hard on a rising line drive, which is the outcome that we want. We want to focus on those external cues, which is hitting the ball hard on a rising line drive, rather than focusing on the mechanical internal cues. And if I can make it fun like a game, which all my other drills will be, right, you can interchange them and change it up all the time so you can be the most adaptable athlete possible and hit a rising line drive in as many different ways as possible. That's when you know that you're a great hitter. When you're not worried about, oh, is my stance feeling great today? It's more, no, I know that I can hit the ball from every single possible hitting position, so now I'm going to go out there and hit it hard. Slumps don't exist when you're an athlete and you can adapt. So the ways that I'm going to use the Jedi Drill today will be tee, three-quarter side toss, behind the plate toss, front toss, and then overhand, just to show you that you can use it in all those different ways. Because the more ways that you can hit the ball hard, like I just talked about, the more adaptable and athletic you will become. Plus, overhand is slightly different than three-quarter front toss. And then we can change the angle by doing the tosses from behind the plate. Then if we're struggling a little bit, we can take it back to the tee. The more ways that you can do it, the more successful you're going to be. So that's the Jedi Drill. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just to recap quickly about some of the things that the Jedi Drill works on is getting that nice load and striding away from our hands. Learning to get momentum and rhythm in our swing and learning to control that bat speed because we have a little bit more hand movement. Generating a nice, big, aggressive stride towards the pitcher after we take our load so we can hit that ball as hard as possible. Remember the punching analogy. I would take a nice big stride and then rotate my hips super hard when my hand cocks back so I could punch right through that wall. One of the best things about the Jedi Drill is the timing needed to hit that ball hard, right? Because the pitcher doesn't wait for us. So now that I have this hand movement, and it's more than just a regular stride here, I have to time up my tosser, I have to time up the front tosser or the pitcher, just like I would have to time up the pitcher in a game. Don't worry too much about mechanics. We're trying to learn through movement, finding out what's your most powerful position to hit the ball hard. We're all built differently as athletes, so play to your strengths. The more different ways you can hit that rising line drive, and the more ways you experiment with movement, you're going to find the ones that are the most efficient for you. And again, because we're not focusing so much on mechanics, we're looking for that rising line drive every time, and we're mixing it up a lot. Because if we can get that rising line drive, it doesn't necessarily matter what your swings look like. If you enjoyed this video and you thought that it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be dropping a lot more information and creative drills on speed, strength, hand-eye coordination, funnel movement, sport-specific skills, and mental performance training. Because the more ways that you can move efficiently, the more athletic you're going to become, and that will translate to whatever sport that you want to play.